This is Janelle Media live at the Cape Coast Castle. Today we had the opportunity to talk to some tourists. Stay tuned as they share their observations. Do well to subscribe, like, pass a comment, and share for us. Let's get inside. So, hello, my name is Poke Kwanasa, and I welcome you all to Janelle Media. Please, may I know your name?
I'm Sarah.
Sarah,
Umo.
Omar,
And I'm Benjamin.
Benjamin. Please, may I know the country in which you are from?
America. We're from New York, specifically New York State.
Please, all of you.
Yep.
Okay, so what motivated your coming to the Cape Coast Castle?
I think it's incredibly important to understand different cultures and understand history moving forward so we can continue to make changes. For example, we're from America in our own country. I think knowing a lot about the history of Ghana and the people here gives you more of an appreciation, not just for the country, but for America, like where we come from. And how lucky we are to be living the life that we're living, and fortunate we are to have grown in an area, that didn't. Well, we share similar histories, but for me personally, and where I come from, I'm originally my family's from Guatemala, and we had different types of hardships. But I think understanding and trying to learn as much as you can will make you a better person and give you more of an understanding and perspective on what people faced back then and continue to face now.
All right, Umo. Yes, what motivated your visit to?
Sarah said a lot of it, but I also think it's important to emphasize the importance of developing character. So what brought us here to the Cape Coast Castle was to, learn how to understand and appreciate some of the sacrifices that took place centuries ago, so that we can continue to develop into better human beings and more compassionate human beings in our daily life, and just understand what culture sacrifice it took for us to be and live the way we are living now today.
Wow, that's nice, Umo. Benjamin. Benjamin. So let's know what necessitated your coming to the Cape Coast Castle.
We came to Cape Coast in general to help at the hospital, the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. When we were looking for things to do, we figured, we learn a lot about the transatlantic slave trade and stuff in school. So we thought, we wanted the humbling experience to kind of come and see it for ourselves. Again, just to kind of put into perspective, the gratitude we have now, and the appreciation and the sadness we have for people in the past.
Oh, okay, that's nice. So it means that you had a prior notice before coming, and so based on that, I would ask if you were able to meet your expectation. Did you meet your expectation? What you were expected to find? Did you find them?
Yes, I think it was beyond our expectations for this place to still be preserved for teaching and allowing people to understand the path. That alone is incredible. We were treated very friendly. Our questions were answered thoroughly, and the tour guides were very knowledgeable and really emphasized the different aspects of the slave trade that were important for us to know. So I have no complaints, and I really appreciate the preservation of this place for many people coming after us to understand our past and work on our future as well.
Thank you very much, Benjamin. Benjamin. Benji, please did you meet your expectations?
100%. So this is actually my second time visiting the castle, and it was very refreshing to come back and kind of go over the stuff that I had seen before. It was just as humbling this time, and just as, I don't want to say good of an experience, but it was as excellent of an experience this time as it was the last time.
Good. Did you meet your expectations?
Absolutely. I think they said it best. Obviously, I can't say that this was a very fun and happy experience because very dark, sad things took place. But I do feel like it met my expectations in the sense of being able to learn, and try to put myself in the shoes of those who stepped here before me. And I'll never be able to completely understand what they went through, but trying as best as I could. I was given the resources and a great tour guide. Shout out to our tour guide. He was excellent, very knowledgeable.
Umo, one last question. So, will you recommend this place to a friend who wants to visit any castle in Cape Coast or in Central region at large?
Definitely a friend, but I would recommend it to any human. I feel like anybody who is living or regardless of which culture, which background you're coming from, is just always important as a person to come here. So now, my friends, anybody, everyone who's willing to learn and become just a better human and just understand all of the challenges that were faced for us to, again, live the way we are living now and the freedom that we are all experiencing to cultivate better futures for ourselves.
All right, Benjamin, will you recommend the Cape Coast Castle to your friends?
100%. I think everybody should come visit Ghana in general, but especially if you're coming to Cape Coast, seeing Cape Coast Castle and Elmina Castle definitely needs to be on your list of things to do.
Thank you. Please, will you recommend Cape Coast Castle to your friends who are visiting Ghana?
Absolutely. Everyone and their mother should be coming to this castle to learn something about something. Okay? So,
Okay, so if you have not subscribed to our channel, do well, Janelle Media. Hit the subscribe button, like, share, and comment. Thank you very much. So, but before we get to know their names,
My name is Maya.
Maya,
My name is Jaden.
Jaden,
Sophia.
Sophia. So, Sophia, we want to ask what motivated your coming to the Cape Coast Castle?
Right now, we're here with this group for foreign exchange here, and we came here to learn about Accra, and this was one of our places to stop, Cape Coast. It was a really good experience here.
All right.
Yeah, I'm in the same group with Maya. This is my first time in Africa, and I feel like you can't come to Africa without coming to a place like this.
Yeah, I'm part of the same group as well. I guess I've already learned about the history in my school since we took African American studies, but I really want to learn more about like the real history, what it was really like. I want to know Accra. I've never actually traveled outside the U.S., so this was like a first experience. I really wanted to see Cape Castle for like firsthand how it was, not just in pictures and like textbooks.
That's nice. So, Jaden, where are you from?
I'm from New York.
New York,
California.
California,
Virginia.
Virginia. So, please, did you meet your expectations? You had a prior notice before coming to the Cape Coast Castle. Were you able to meet those expectations?
100%. It was very intense, but I was able to learn new things and have new experiences that I've never had before. And it was just great learning about everything here.
All right, Jaden.
Honestly, yes, it went past my expectations because I was just shocked, like experiencing it, seeing everything that like my ancestors went through. It was very shocking.
Okay.
It went beyond my expectations. From what I learned, I had like an expectation. I thought something, but when I got here, it was just completely different.
All right, Jaden. So, will you recommend Cape Coast Castle to a friend who is visiting Ghana?
Yes, I would because I feel like is an experience that everybody should experience.
All right.
It's a place everybody should be.
All right.
If you're gonna come to Ghana, might as well learn about the history and like the past. So I would definitely recommend Cape Coast Castle.
Sure.
I would definitely recommend a friend to come here. They're going to learn a lot of new things. Even if they already know it, they're going to learn more things and add on to it. And I think it's definitely a place they should come to.
So, thank you very much. We appreciate your time and your efforts. Thank you very much. Hello, lovely people. This is Janelle Media live inside Cape Coast Castle. May we know your name and where you're coming from?
So my name is Tajuddin Mamadou. I'm a visiting assistant professor at the University of Michigan in the USA. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I'm Felicia. I'm from Ghana, University of Ghana.
Okay, Felicia, doctor, please, what were your expectations for visiting the Cape Coast Castle?
So initially, I thought it was gonna be, just seeing the cannons, because as a castle, I know that typically castles are defended with those, especially colonial castles. But what I did not really expect is the really, emotional walk it's gonna be, right? Because I'm an African, but still, I had, like goosebumps walking down the dungeon where the slaves were held and the type of punishment they had to undergo when they tried to rebel. And all of that was really, really emotionally packed. I mean, mixed with anger and all you can think of in terms of negative emotions. Yeah.
All right, all right, all right.
Okay, for me, it was enlightening. And I felt so sad when I got into the dungeon. I couldn't even stay there for up to like 5 minutes. I was suffocating. And to think that about 200 people were in there, no, like I just couldn't understand everything that they were doing. I was wondering how these people had like spacious rooms with a lot of windows, and the slaves were in a dungeon with so much discomfort and no light or little to no light. I felt so sad. And then when I saw that they were giving like just handful of food, I mean, I can that wouldn't sustain me. And then they were defecating, peeing, and everything in the dungeon. I mean, how would you stay in your own defecation for like 2 weeks, 3 months? Like I felt so emotional. And I think at a point I almost cried, but I was a tough girl. I did not cry. And I came out successful.
Tough girl. Okay, so doctor, so will you recommend Cape Coast Castle for a friend who is visiting Ghana if he or she wants to know much about the Ghanaian history and Cape Coast at large? Would you recommend Cape Coast Castle to such a person?
So first of all, this is not even just Ghanaian history. This is human history because I mean it just so happened to have to have happened in Ghana, in Togo, Benin, Senegal, right on the coastal area of West Africa. But this is human history, and I believe because this is human history, people, whether you have an African, if you are an African descendant or not, you should absolutely come and visit it. Because nowadays, when people talk and they are ready to go to war, they usually do so because they don't know exactly what war means. Now, this is a different kind of war, right? This is fighting, oppression and trying to resist, capture or slavery, right? So you need to come here to visit in order to be able to see, what history has done to Black people, and that will help you put into context the way we behave nowadays, the way we interact with our our former slavers and all of that. So I believe beyond the Ghanaian history, this is a human history, and at least it is African history. So if you're an African or of African descent, you must have come to Ghana and to walk the walk and see the door of no return, and see the because beyond the story of pain that happened here, it's also a story of resilience, right? Because if you're not resilient, you cannot live in the dungeon for 3 months and still survive, and get on the ship for several months and still survive. So this is a story of resilience above all. Yeah.
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah.
So will you recommend Cape Coast Castle to a friend?
Oh yes, I would. And I feel a lot of Ghanaians don't visit the tourist sites. They have the assumption that tourist sites are for just foreigners, people who come into their country to visit. But then I feel that everyone should visit and then have a feel of everything that went on, learn the history of the country, and then with that they can appreciate it more. Yes, as Ghanaians.
All right. So thank you very much, doctor. Thank you very much. We appreciate your time. All right. And look who we have here.
Nikki.
Nikki, where are you from?
I am from Austria,
Austria. Which state in Austria?
Vienna.
Vienna. Okay, Nikki, ask what motivated your visit to the Cape Coast Castle?
I was in Ghana and I thought it's one of the historical most important places here, so I wanted to learn.
You want to learn. So did you get what you wanted to know? Did you find the information you wanted to know?
Yes, it was very informative. I learned a lot.
You learned a lot. So can you share with us some of what you learned?
I learned about the history and dark past of the things that happened here, and slavery, and of the cruel things the colonizers did here.
Okay, so please, I want to ask you something. You said slavery. So was slavery a good thing or a bad thing?
It was a bad thing, of course.
It was a bad thing.
Yes.
All right, all right, all right. Nikki, thanks for having you. We don't want to talk much. Thanks, we appreciate your time. So please, this is Journal Media. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, like, share, and comment. Thank you very much. And we have here
Mr. John Kwame Mensah.
Mr. Kwame Mensah. What necessitated your visiting to the Cape Coast Castle?
Oh, the first thing is, I think we have been learning a lot of things concerning how our parents, our grandparents were enslaved concerning the slave trade through the outside country. So most of the times we do hear it in the book, teachers teaching us. So sometimes we feel it that it's very good for us to come and have the experience better in the castle and see what went on, how our grandfathers passed through for them to get into the ancient world. So that is the reason why we are here. So we are here to let's just have more information about how the whole thing come into place. So that's the reason why I'm here today.
Okay, so Mr. Mensah, so were you able to get those experience?
Oh, I find looking at the teachings and how the tour guides were able to take us through how the journey of our fathers or our grandparents to the ancient country. I think we're able to get all the information, and I'm now pleased about how they passed through, how they were treated. It's not good at all. It's not good at all. This has given me bad impression about the foreign country, how they treated us. And if it's the same thing going on, I don't think that it will help us. So we have been able to get a lot of information that they're supposed to get on how best our parents were treated and how best our parents were taken to the outside country.
Mr. Mensah, so will you recommend Cape Coast Castle to a friend who wants to visit any castle in Central Region?
Oh yes, yes. I will recommend that they should come and here, come and see a lot of things that do goes on over here. It's not easy. When they come here, they will experience it more. They will have just a feel, they're feeling very well. So for me, I will be very happy that they will just come and see what our parents, our grandfathers passed through. I will recommend to anybody that want to come here. Maybe we are afraid of Cape Coast Castle, but you don't know how the place is. So I will just recommend that just come. When you come, you will hear a lot, and then you will see the place, how it is, how it is. You see it and you feel it very well. I think it will be good for you to be here. So I will just recommend that anybody that want to come here, just come and have the experience.
Thank you, Mr. Mensah. We are happy to have you here.